I remember when my parents dropped me off at this place for a week so I could learn how to make beer steins. Um, it was really lots of fun. The first like 15 minutes when I figured out how the trick worked. And it's amazing how they would melt the pewter. They would buy all the tops, and then they would pour the melted pewter into a special mold around the handle. That's how they got the pewter around the handle. I could never figure it out when I saw that. But then when I saw them manufacture it, and I was actually helping with the manufacturing process, I learned all kinds of cool stuff that I didn't know before. My parents sent me to all these different places to learn how to do everything from blowing glass in Milan to making all different potteries and all kinds of interesting things that I never used in my life, though at least I know how they get done. My dad was an excellent photographer, and these are his pictures. The Kunz's Lake. I remember it well. Lake Balaton. Wangen and Malgoy, where I learned how to ride at the Spanish Riding School of Vienna. I think this is somewhere in France. Watching how toffee was being made. My dad had a fascination with the French police. I don't know what it was. Maybe because of Inspector Clouseau of the Sûreté. My mom. I'll always miss my mom. Germany. I think this is the Italian French border, maybe? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe German. I just remember it was in the Alps somewhere. We spent a lot of time in guest houses throughout the mountains. It was really an amazing thing that my dad was doing engineering in Germany, and for whatever reason it didn't work out, so we ended up traveling through Europe for like 6 months, and we saw absolutely everything. You can see me at different ages here because my parents took me to Europe in many cases every year, and then in some cases they would send me there to different camps and stuff like that to learn culture and language. But I never learned how to read and write it, the language of Hungarian. This was in Spain. That was the SS France, I believe. Yes, it was. My uncle's wedding, I think. Or maybe it was yeah, it was my uncle's wedding. My great uncle's, not my grandfather's brother. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Our house at 115 Waterloo Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what it was. I did love Christmas. There's no question about that. And I have memories of all these Persian carpets since I've given them away to other people because I don't know what to do with them. And my mother really loved Persian carpets. I managed to keep 3 or 4 small ones because I just had too many of them. This is Lake Balaton. Italy, I think. Or maybe Spain, I'm not sure. My parents had properties all over Europe. All over Europe and Canada. Mostly Europe. I was very lucky in many ways. Finding a woman of my own, well, that's a difficult thing. Very, very difficult. I don't think it will ever be possible. I think this is outside the Berlin Opera, if I'm not mistaken. My great uncle, my dad's brother, was the director of that during the Second World War. Hitler's favorite place to go. He was involved in Hitler's assassination. If it failed, he was responsible to get everybody out of the country who was involved in it. So I could say that one of my uncles is quite famous. Though not many people know about this little secret.